Hey everyone, can you hear me? Can everyone hear me all right? Listen, you know me and my tech. So now the thing's moving. It got jammed. It got jammed. I'm so sorry, guys. And oh my God, everything's so last minute. I know. I'm so sorry. And yes, I was rearranging the background as well. So anyway, we are here. We are all here today. So thank you so much to each and every one of you for joining. So sorry about my technical issues. Oh my gosh, look, I'm even blushing. Oh my God. What am I like? You wouldn't want me around if you were cooking something, you know, because I'll burn it, or I'm just, yeah. So where are you guys all from? Hello, Kat from Poland. Hello. Where are you guys all from? I'm in the UK. Yes, that's wonderful, cold, rainy UK. I don't know what is going on with our summer. There are other places that are just, do you know what, are just so warm. Like, for example, in Greece, it is just so hot. And, you know, here it's freezing. It's actually today, it was like 18 degrees and it was cloudy, little bit of sun, you know, just to add in there. But do you know what? It's been like freezing. I'm actually cold. Anyway, so where are you guys from? You know, as always, I love to hear from you. UK Southeast, hi Chris. Next door, yeah, of course you are the next door guy. James from Florida. Of course, M. Singh from Hertfordshire, near North London. Yes, woohoo for North London. Hoveton. Oh, you're from Holland and Denmark. Do you know what, guys? You are from all over the world. And obviously Oxford from Boston, Norway, Netherlands. Levin, I don't know what you love about the UK. Anyway, so this is so wonderful. You guys are from all over the world. Like, this is amazing. Like, it always blows my mind. You know, I'm just so happy for each and every one of you joining me here on the live. Well, not just me, but everyone. And Brett from Los Angeles, Laurie. Hello, Laurie from Michigan. And Regina from London. Hello, guys. Yeah, we've got a real mix. We are all around the world today. How are you guys doing? How has this week been for all of you? Thank you so much, Sheena from Australia. Goodness, it must be like so early for you. Hello, Joseph. Thank you, Malika. You're amazing too. Oh my goodness. So today we're going to be talking about toxic patterns that maybe we have. Okay, not so much the narcissist. We can talk about toxic patterns with the narcissist as well, but actually, I wanted to talk about the toxic patterns that we have, like the maladaptive patterns that we have that don't help us to move forward and keep us stuck in these dynamics, okay? Keep us stuck. And that's why I really wanted to just kind of bring this. This is going to be more like a coaching therapy session. You know, this is more kind of like a workshop type kind of like live. Really want to explore the 3 toxic patterns, okay, and how you can set yourself free, okay? Sheena, yes, 6 a.m. in the morning. Goodness me, thank you for joining. Thank you. So the 3 toxic patterns. Does anyone know what they are? Put them in the comments section. Anything that you guys have been struggling with, we can have a look at that. We can kind of bring it up here in the live. You know, because I feel like it's really important that we talk about and we look at what these toxic patterns are that actually we have that don't help us to move forward, that keep us stuck, you know, in these scenarios, which is not good, which is really, really not good, because do you know what? It's kind of like we stay in this like emotional and cognitive prison. Actually, if you think about it, like, because we're not moving forward, we're staying stuck in the same patterns, going round and round and round. And I feel like the next, or the most important thing, or the most prevalent thing, is our overthinking. All right. I feel like that is one of the worst things that we do. One of our toxic patterns or toxic behaviors that we have is our overthinking. Okay. So it's overthinking, obsession, and addictions, not necessarily to substances, but I feel like addictions. Amber, limerence, yeah, that's a really, really good one, and I will add that. I think we will talk about that as well, because I think that is really, really important. James says constant criticism, manipulation through guilt, invalidation of others' emotions and experiences. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I think that's really important. The invalidation of others, and also our emotions and experiences. Yeah, that's another good one. Jealousy, possessiveness, dominance, manipulation, desperation, selfishness. Yes. Regina, absolutely focusing on the narcissist, and this is what I really wanted to talk about when we're looking at obsession. Last week we talked about obsession. So if any of you had missed the live, go and look at the one from last week, because we talked about obsession in that live as well. Fighting isolation, Bonnie. Okay, so these are the things that I think I've just put it under three main headings: the overthinking, the obsession, and the addiction. So overthinking, right? I know this experience that you have had with the narcissist will cause you to overthink it. Okay, because you're always going back to and from, like thinking, first of all, but when you get out of these dynamics, you're always thinking, do you know what? Is this person even a narcissist? Like, have I got this wrong? Have I made this up in my mind? And you're always thinking and thinking and thinking. And you see, this is where this is what I'm talking about, like our own toxic behaviors, where we're not trusting ourselves. And of course we're not at this time, because we have been taught to actually not believe in ourselves, not to actually, not to actually trust ourselves, because we have been so gaslighted, we've been so manipulated, throughout this whole experience that we've been with the narcissist. So it's going to be very difficult to be able to trust ourselves and other people. So this is why this overthinking, linked to anxiety, linked to depression, there's all of this that is going on, inside our minds. So when we're overthinking, this is what happens. We get stuck in these kind of patterns. All right. And it's very hard to get past it when you're stuck in this pattern of being. And sometimes even thinking and overthinking actually becomes the norm. And it becomes actually quite comforting to many of us to be able just to think and think and think, because that's what we've always done. That's what we keep on doing, and it keeps us safe. But it's not, because what we're doing is we are creating more neural pathways to do the same thing. We're bringing that to us to do the same thing. Does that make sense? Because if we're doing the same thing over and over, you're creating a habit. And when you're creating a habit, a habit is something that you do, like behavior that you do repetitively, right? So it's really important. All right, it's really important that we take a look at ourselves and we think, are we actually overthinking this? Are we just trying to find a solution in our minds to something that we already know? And it's very easily done. It's very easily done to try and find another alternative. And our mind does this because it's a way to protect. Okay, this is why our mind does it, because it's trying to protect us. It's trying to protect us from pain, from harm, from confusion. And it does this because this is how we are feeling. So it's a protective measure. So when we are trying to find a solution, because for many of us, we've not got closure, we've not had understanding about this situation. And of course we don't, because they don't give that to us. So we are left hanging in limbo, trying to find out the answers, trying to make this all fit, trying to make this all make sense, but it doesn't. So the next best thing is trying to work out an answer. And this is why we tend to overthink. But you see, my friends, overthinking has many detrimental effects, because it stops you from sleeping, it stops you from eating because you feel anxiety, or you might feel depression that goes alongside that. All right. And usually when that does happen, you've got to think that this overthinking is actually interrupting your day, isn't it? It is making it's interrupting your daily functioning. And what happens is it causes this separation within us, because we don't trust ourselves, do we? Do we, my friends? We don't trust ourselves. And this is all because of what the narcissist has, said to us, or, how they have made us feel. But what we have to do is we have to step outside of that, if we really think about it, right? And I think I said this in one of my videos, right? And I think it's either tonight's video or yesterday's video. I was saying that, you know what? The narcissist is going to say a lot of things about us, all right? And everybody is entitled to their own opinion. And this is the narcissist's opinion of you, okay? This is what they think of you, and they're telling you what they think of you. So you're taking on the opinion of someone who has problems with interpersonal relationships, someone who doesn't understand emotions or hides away from them or doesn't want to show them at all. So you're going to take the opinion of someone who has difficulties in relating to others. Thank you so much, Guy Next Door. Thank you. Toxic can also be narcissistic traits. Everyone has traits on the narcissistic spectrum. Most normal people have empathetic and narcissistic traits. Absolutely. I think, because this is where it gets a bit complicated, because, narcissism is a personality disorder. We all have a personality, but we all have, filters. We all have differences within our personality. So it's very difficult to define a personality disorder, because how can a personality be disordered? So what it means is it has problems with functioning. Okay, that's where the issue is. It's the problems with functioning. And so, look, let's take the idea of lying, for example. Everybody tells a white lie. I do, especially how much things cost when people ask me and how many things I've bought. For me, it's usually about buying things. Yes, I probably have a problem with buying clothes and makeup. I love it. So I always kind of didn't spend very much. So we all tell a white lie. It's an innocent lie. But what we're talking about here is pathological lying. So that's on the other end of the spectrum, isn't it? It's someone who just lies about everything, even the smallest amount of things. This person will deem it important to be able to lie about everything. Okay, so that's where it becomes pathological, and that's where then after functioning becomes problematic. So what we're talking about here is things that are more on the pathological end of the scale. So you're right, Guy Next Door. You know what? We all have these ailments. We all have these traits, but some people's are more intense than others. So that's how I guess that we define it. Which I know, it doesn't even make sense. It's not even. I don't even think that the DSM, the Diagnostic Statistics Manual, actually has got it down, the description down to a T. I really think there are discrepancies, because if you look at it, when you look at narcissistic personality disorder, it's just the most strangest description. And I think the person has to fit 9 or 5 to 9 of the whole criteria. And it's things like someone who likes looking in the mirror for too long, or someone who, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it's something along those lines. It's just really? But I think what we have to remember is when we're talking about personality disorder, it's about people who have problems with interpersonal relationships, how they relate to others, how they're not able to connect to themselves, so they can't connect to others. So I hope that answers the question. Yeah, and lack of empathy. That's right. Strong traits that becomes a pattern. You're absolutely right, guy next door. Yeah, it's traits that have been developed to a toxic level over time. Correct. So, yeah, going back to what I was saying about the opinion. So the narcissist will have an opinion, and we're going to be taking on the narcissist's view of us. So if we look at it, do they even take the time to get to know us? I mean, apart from the love bombing right at the beginning, apart from the mirroring right at the beginning of the relationship, do they actually really get to know us? I don't think so. Of course they don't. All they're doing it for is so that they can take on our personality and be like us, because we are wonderful. You see, they see this inside of us. They see these wonderful things inside of us, and they're like, oh, I like them. I want to be just like them. And that's why they do those things. So then, I mean, think about it. Right at the beginning, they love everything about us. And then as during the course of the relationship, you know, it's kind of like they put us down. They put us down. So if we really look at it, we're really taking on their opinion, what they think of us. People who are so derogatory, they're manipulative, and all they're doing this for is to control us, right? So we're really going to take on their opinion. So this is why I'm saying it, because when we're overthinking, when this narcissist has told us this about ourselves, think about it. This is coming from a broken place, a place of someone who doesn't necessarily understand human emotion. And as the guy next door rightfully said, there's a lack of empathy, multiple exes, unable to keep a relationship down, maybe even friendships as well, problems with other family members. So you see, and very avoidant. So you see, like, this is what I'm saying. You're taking on the opinion of somebody like this. Someone who makes you doubt who you are, makes you doubt yourself, makes you doubt the way that you know yourself, the way that you know the world around you. How can someone do that? And that's what I'm saying. We tend to overthink because we take on the opinions of the narcissist. We think that actually they are right, and that in some way it matters what they think. And their words stay in our mind, and they go round and round. And this is where we kind of overthink. This is why we get anxious, because we then don't believe in ourselves. We think that, oh, maybe we got it wrong. Maybe we are not really like this. And that is what it's all about. It's about you understanding that actually you are more than that. Actually, what this person has said about me isn't true. This is about you trying to, or regaining that relationship with yourself. That is what is really important, because this person wasn't for you. They didn't want to help you. They didn't want to build this partnership or this relationship with you. They were more about getting what they can from it. And so this is why these are the effects after. We tend to overthink, which, like I said, really disturbs our daily functioning, really affects us. Sheena, that's so sad. He spent 8,000 on therapy to fix, because he told her to fix you. That's so bad. Their words are sharp as knives. That's very true. That is very, very true. Words do hurt, but it's like what I was saying, you know, just because they're saying these things, that is their opinion of you. That doesn't mean that it is the truth. It probably isn't. And so you know yourself the best. Okay, you know you the best. Okay, that is what is important. Okay, that is what is important. Even with knowledge, I still struggle with rumination. And yeah, overthinking really does go with rumination, but really ultimately, this is a pattern, okay, of this is a pattern that we learn how to be. Because of our traumatic experience with the narcissist, because it has affected us so deeply and emotionally. And yeah, I can see, Sheena, you're saying like you believed him. You know, we all believed them. We all thought that what they were saying was true, because how can we think someone who we're in a relationship with, someone who is our family member, would ever say anything horrible or nasty to us? We trusted them. And I think a lot of this is about, because we had trusted this person, and they did do a number on us. They did show us that it was okay to trust them, and then they betray us on so many levels, you know. And that is it. I think that's where a lot of this comes from, where we believe that, you know, we have made a mistake from trusting this person, that we had made a mistake, that, you know, believing in this person, thinking that actually this person has got our back, that they are for us and they want to help us. They want to, you know, build this relationship, build something with us, or, you know, they are our cheerleaders and they're going to help us, when actually these people didn't. And it's not because you've made a mistake. These people are very predatory. They're very manipulative. And this is why we then tend to, you know what, we tend to doubt ourselves, because we think, how could we have got it so wrong? You know, with this person, how could we have not seen through it? But you're not going to see through it. These people, like I said, they're predatory. They look for specific traits or things within a person, and then they zoom it and then they go for them. They're like, yeah, we want this person. So they look for someone who is kind, like you guys, who's very compassionate, patient, who has a lot of empathy and understanding. You know, that's what they're looking for. And can you see that perhaps maybe you have these traits within you? This is kind of like the personality profile of you. And at the time when this is happening, you know what, we don't realize that it's happening, and until it's too late. And because we're so kind, because we're so, you know, patient with them, and we believe them, you know, we believe the best in people. We want everyone to be happy, you know, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we then tend to think that we were silly, or we didn't see it. Thank you so much, M. Singh. Thank you. My toxic trait has become that every now and then I obsessed over if he's moved on, if the other person is better than me. He's made me insecure. Yeah, and I think a lot of people do. Bless you. I know that this is not easy at all. It's quite a difficult one, because I am going to get onto the obsessive part, the obsessive thoughts in the next bit, but I will talk a little bit here about it, because absolutely, I think a lot of us can identify with this, and really it resonates with a lot of us, because yeah, of course we're going to obsess. Of course we're going to think, oh my God, this person has done all these things to me, and now they're moved on, they're with someone else. It's really hurtful, isn't it? Especially if you love that person, and all you've done is you've hoped and you dreamed to be with them, and then this person has moved on and they're with someone else. But one thing that I will say to you, M. Singh, is this: the person that you have got to know is not the person who they are right now, not the person that they've shown you. So the person that you had fallen in love with and had a relationship with doesn't really exist. Remember, these people they compartmentalize people, and they objectify. And what that means is, when you objectify a human being, you see them as an object, so you don't connect to them at all. You pretend to, because you think, yeah, okay, like this is what we do, you know, in these relationships, we connect. But they pretend to connect because they don't actually know how to connect to someone, you know. And when you compartmentalize someone, you put people into boxes, people, places, situations into boxes. And so you are that person with this person or this situation, and then you're this person with that. It's all about acceptance. They want to feel accepted. They want to fit in, because they've never been able to fit in anywhere in their life. So if they do this, if they remove themselves, it makes it very much, it makes it easier for them to be able to get the validation, get the attention that they're looking for. So M Singh, I think if you really look at it, like, he is not that person that you've got to love. He doesn't actually exist. And who he is right now is probably someone that you wouldn't know. And so I know that doesn't make it easier, because you're obviously like thinking about this person, like they've moved on and, they're with somebody else. But please know that actually I did a video about this. I recorded this the other day, and I talked about how the narcissist uses time framing. So they basically go in cycles. And basically what I want to say is, I'm saying is that he's going to go in cycles. He's going to do the same thing over and over because it works for him. That's why. Napoli, thank you so much. 482, Napoli 482. Two things I'll never ignore again: my gut and red flags. Yes, absolutely. You are so right. Your gut is your intuition, and the red flags. So thank you for this beautiful reminder. You are absolutely right. Your gut is your intuition. If you are connected to yourself, which is what I encourage you to do all the time, which you have to do all the time. I just want to say that I really, really appreciate all the donations. Like it just blows my mind. Thank you so, so much. It's so kind of you. Really, really appreciate it. So if any of you have any questions or you want me to answer them specifically, get them up because I'll be answering them. But you're right. Your gut is your intuition, and you have to really connect to yourself. Thank you so much, the guy next door. Bless you. Thank you so much. When you connect yourself, you begin to trust and you stop the overthinking. This is so important, my friends. It's all about getting to know you. It's all about, having that relationship with yourself. That is the most important above anything. That is what I would say, is just practice doing that. So the guy next door, bless you. Thank you so, so much. The narc uses people like minions. Yes. They are like Gru from the animation movie. Oh my gosh, you're absolutely right. Like, I haven't watched Minion for so long. Who gathers minions to work for him or her. Each minion has a purpose. This is so, so right. You are absolutely right. Like, they use people. They use people for their own gains, and they orchestrate them, and they put them into these places, and they use them when they need them. And do you know what? Like, this is it's such a great analogy. Thank you so much, guy next door. You are absolutely right. This is it. They use you. And a lot of people don't see what's going on with these narcissists. They have no idea. No idea. Because people don't really know. People don't notice this. They don't get it. Brett, you're absolutely right. Your gut feeling is always, always correct. And I encourage every single one of you to absolutely listen to that. Yes, just very quick reminder, guys. If you are here on the live, please do press the like button. It will really help get this information out there, because the algorithm will pick it up. Please, guys, I know that a lot of you are on the chat, and for those of you who have joined and you're not on the chat and you are watching, please press the like button, please, guys. It will really help to get this information out there, and maybe this live this information will reach someone who really needs to hear it. So my friends, the next bit that I really wanted to talk about is actually the obsession, which M. Singh did talk about a little bit. We did talk about this earlier, but the obsession, the obsessive thoughts. Now, obsession is, it is one of the most uncomfortable feelings that anyone can ever experience. And for a lot of us, do you know what? We're always obsessing, we're thinking, and we're doing the same kind of behavior with all the same kind of thoughts coming up in our mind, because we're trying to either find an answer or we're trying to find out information, because maybe a situation or something hasn't gone the way that we have wanted it to, or maybe we have not understood it. And so what happens is you obsess about this person. And I think usually for us, what happens is we believe that this person is doing so much better without us, that they've got their life together, they are literally living a fairy tale, they've got this romance. You know what? This is what our ego does to us, my friends. This is exactly what the ego does to us. It always makes us feel like we are insignificant. We're what's it called? Unsuperior. Like we're not good enough. And then this new person that is with them is literally they're having the time of their lives. Like, guys, honestly, Amanda, thank you so much. They do not have any self-awareness whatsoever. No, Amanda, thank you so much, my dear. No, you know what? Not on this level. Most of the time they are aware of what they're doing, but some of the time they really don't. And what they're doing is repeating these toxic behaviors because actually, do you know what? It gets them what they want. It gets their needs met. So if they are seeing results, then they're going to keep on doing it. But they don't have any awareness of self. No, that is because they are not self-actualized. Narcissists don't tend to self-reflect. Okay, so this is why they blame everybody else but themselves. This is why what they do is in psychology, it's called an externus locus of control. Because what it means is you externalize everything. So you blame everybody else. You don't take on any of the blame or anything yourself, because it's too painful and you don't want to work on yourself. You don't want to take responsibility for your own actions. It's better if you just blame everybody else, because actually then you don't have to do any of the work. You don't have to take responsibility for your actions, which is what the narcissist really doesn't want to do. They don't want to do that. They don't want to explain themselves. So that's why they don't really have the self-awareness or the self-actualization or the emotional intelligence to be able to understand that, if that makes sense. So we do have, sorry, I need to plug this in. Sorry, guys. I stupidly forgot to charge the laptop, and it's beeping at me that it's going to run out of battery, so the live's going to end. Like I said, me and the technical. Anyway, sorry guys. So we can self-reflect, all right? We can, all right? And I think that is what is important. We don't have to be stuck thinking certain things. We don't have to be stuck obsessing over this. We understand we can change our own behaviors. Okay, that's what's important, because we can use the narcissist as a example. We can use the narcissist as an example of what maladaptive, what toxic behaviors actually are, and what happens to you when you don't correct them, when you don't have any self-awareness. All right, look what happens. You stay stuck. You stay stuck and you don't move forward, which is what the narcissist does. All right, they don't move forward. They don't actually move along in their life. They stay in this cycle. Okay, and what they do is they replace the person. So they may have got rid of you. Okay, and what they have done is replaced you with another person. Do you really think that they are going to change? Do you really think that they're going to work on themselves and you know, and like try to understand themselves, trying to make something better? No, they're not going to do that, because they don't care. Okay, if you are getting your needs met, why would you need to change? Why would you need to change any of this? You're like, you know what? Like, you're winning in life, right? But the thing is, you're not, because your behaviors are not allowing you to feel that happiness. You know, their egos are so intense. Like it's literally 100 times worse than how we have it. You know, and they are the ones that are constantly overthinking. They have anxiety. They have depression. They don't see the world around them in the same perspective that we do. Yet they don't have that self-awareness. They don't understand that that is what is happening. And all they would need to do is admit that that is what's going on. And that the vulnerability would allow them to open up and be able to work through this, but they don't. That's a really good question. I'm saying, aren't these narcs afraid of karma because it exists? Yeah, karma does exist. I do believe in karma, yes, because it's all an energetic link, and of course it does. And narcissists do get their karma, for sure they do. They do. And you know what? Talking about obsession, okay, and sometimes we might become quite obsessive trying to work out a certain scenario, a certain situation. We might become quite obsessed in trying to understand why this has happened. We might watch them, on social media, trying to see, like, how are they doing in their lives? Like, what are they doing on a daily basis? Like, what's happening for them? But you see, this is not going to help us, really, if you think about it, because what we're doing is we're externalizing the attention onto the narcissist again, which is they love this. Think about it, guys. What we're doing is we're putting all of that energy, all of that focus, all of that attention on them again. And they're not even in our lives. So what would be really important is for you to take that back. Okay, and not stay stuck thinking about them, watching them on social media, trying to find out maybe your friends or other people that you may know, like acquaintances, what they are doing. Yeah, and this is about taking your energy, your attention back to you. Because when you are concentrating on someone else, when you're concentrating on something that is toxic, that is not going to help you in any way. Look, my friends, you already know the answers. You already know that this person is toxic. And you need to start trusting that. You need to start trusting yourself that actually you came across this information at the right time when you needed to. When you needed to see it, you saw it. And you need to trust that. Not keep questioning, but why this, but why that? Focusing your attention. I know that this is, what I'm saying here right now is easier said than done. I know it is. And I know it's so much harder to be able to put these things into practice. But you have got to try. You've got to try. I mean, what is the alternative? You're going to stay stuck thinking this? You're going to stay stuck in this mindset? In this life that you are living now? What is the point? This isn't how life is supposed to be. Does it feel good obsessing, watching them, thinking why you can't have them? No, because this is all just triggering you. You thinking, oh, I'm not good enough. Oh, maybe I should be this person. Oh, maybe I need to be different. You are good enough as you are right now. Thank you so much, Napoli. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Karma is undefeated and will snipe anybody. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Yes. Karma works, on a premise where what you give out, this is all energetic. And if you don't believe in energy, you need to educate yourself on this, because this is a thing. Oxford, bless you, my dear. Thank you. 9 months, no contact. I have happiness in my heart. Bless you, my dear. Sending you such a big hug. Can we give a round of applause and hugs and hearts to Oxford? If we could just put them in the comments, I would be so, so happy. Thank you. But going back to Napoli, yeah, karma, this works on an energetic exchange. Whatever you give out, all right, remember this. Whatever you give out is going to come back to you, because the energy that you are emitting, this is all about your behavior. This is all about your thoughts. And it defines who you are as a person. Okay, so if you're giving that out, you're going to be receiving this. So if you're cheating and you're lying to people that you know or people that you care about, you know what? That's going to come back onto you. So good luck to anyone who is doing this. Okay? Because this is all going to come back. So karma is a thing. And it does happen because this is the law of the universe. And it does. I believe in it. Do you know what? I've seen it. I have seen it happen so many times. It is a thing. Oh, bless you guys. Thank you for sending her hearts. You know, honestly, Oxford, you've done so good. 9 months. Check you out. Guys, let this be an example because no contact, okay, saves lives. It really does. It saves sanity and it saves lives. So no contact, because you know what? You can't reason with these people. You can't change things with these people. You know what? The only thing you can do is save yourself and go no contact. Just cut contact with these people because look what they're doing. They are poisoning your life. They are making you even obsess over them. You're not even with them and you're still thinking about them. This is not right. This is no good for you. Think about how this makes you feel, how you are feeling, thinking that things could be different. They're not. And we have to accept that this is who this person is. It's acceptance. And I know this is one of the hardest things is to accept a situation the way that it is. But this will set us free. Okay, acceptance of a situation and of this person will set you free. When we accept, we see the truth. And I know that getting to acceptance is one of the hardest things, my friends. I know it's one of the hardest things. But you got to keep going. Like I said, what's the alternative? You're going to live your life like this, staying stuck, you know, worrying about things all the time. Do you know what? This isn't how life is supposed to be, just about survival. You're not meant to be surviving in your life. You're meant to be living it. You're meant to be experiencing it. But if you are just surviving, you're not living. You're giving your life away to someone who doesn't deserve it. Eric asked, should we forgive? Eric, this is really personal to you. And, you know, it's up to you whether you want to forgive this person or not. Because it's a personal preference whether you're ready to do that or not. Forgiving someone, all right, stops you from feeling or absolves you from feeling that pain. Just it's about letting go. Ultimately, it's about letting go and moving forward, isn't it? That's what forgiveness does. And actually, you know, forgiveness, it's when you let go, when you're just like, oh, okay, whatever, you know, it's happened. This person hurt me. I mean, really hurt me, but okay. Karma will get them, but you shouldn't really think like, oh, something will happen to them. But karma will get them. And if they have been untoward towards you, because let's face it, yeah, we know the narcissist has. But also you feel better because it's like you let go of that anger, of that resentment, you know, it's just whatever, you know. So yes, so obsession, again, it's a very negative emotion. It's like what I talked about last week. It's about having that lack mindset, thinking that you don't have something or something is not yours and you feel like you are not good enough. And that's why it's never a positive emotion. It's never a positive feeling. Cat in the hat. Yes, of course. How can we help? Thank you so much, Diesel Max. I really appreciate your donation. Thank you. Thank you to every single one of these wonderful people who have donated to the live. Like, you guys are amazing. Thank you. I really, from the bottom of my heart, I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. That's right. Karma does get them anyway. So the other thing I wanted to talk about actually was addiction. Okay. And I'm not talking about addiction to substances or alcohol. I'm talking about our addictive behaviors to certain things. Okay. I'm talking about addiction to perhaps maybe our kind of maladaptive behaviors in terms of coping, in things that we do to cope, to try and cope with, like what is going on for us. And it could be addiction to perhaps maybe food, watching too much TV, could be substances. Bless you, Laurie. Thank you so much. Bless you. Thank you. I was married 30 years, left him 3.5 years ago. Just wanted to thank you, Anushka, for saving my sanity and being a friend. Oh, Laurie, I'm sending you such a big hug. Has it been 3.5 years? Bless you. And look where you have come. You have come such a long way in this time. And you know what? This has been absolutely amazing where you have got to. So Laurie, hats off to you. Massive, massive, massive big heart and a hug to you. Guy next door, thank you so, so much. Forgiveness without reconciliation. I forgive her. That is it. That's perfect. Well done to you too. Eric, thank you so much for your generous and very kind donation. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so, so much. And look, you know what, Guy next door, this is it. This is about forgiving and moving forward. And it's about regaining your own sanity, because really forgiveness is for you to feel good. It's you to feel so much better. And that is what is important. Okay. That is what really, really is important here. Eric, once again, thank you so much to all of you. I'm just blown away. Thank you. Yes, Midnight Blue. My codependency is an addiction to toxic people, but I'm working on it one day at a time. And this is another thing I really wanted to, to really talk about this. And Maxine Miller, my coping addiction started my phone to distract myself for a lot of the day. Yeah, you see, this is another thing. Like, it's about just. Midnight Blue, I will talk about codependency in just a moment, but you're right. This is about those addictive behaviors. We do. I mean, like, look, it's so easy to get addicted to the phone. Believe me, it has happened to me a few times. When you're there on the social media, like there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's YouTube. Yeah, I do go on all of them, and sometimes when I don't know, like. You catch yourself and it's like half an hour's gone past, 45 minutes. You're like, oh my God, I'm laying on the sofa and I literally have got so much work to do. So look, I get it. And we do these things to distract ourselves, to stop us from thinking. But we've got to, what I will say is, let's think of something that we can do that will be more productive for us as a person. I'll tell you something. On Saturday, and this kind of goes hand in hand with this. On Saturday, I felt really bored, and I haven't felt bored for a really long time. Like, I felt like meh. I don't know what to do with myself. I had so many videos to edit. I had so much stuff to do. And I know it was a Saturday because I'd taken the Wednesday off because it was my dad's birthday, and I knew that I'd had to work on the Saturday, and I knew I had so much to do, but this feeling of boredom washed over me, and I was like, what can I do with myself? So I went out for pizza to try and distract myself, but I was just like, I wasn't even hungry. Pizza was great because it's like a proper Italian kind of place. Really like that place. food was lovely, and guys, I was just so bored. And I actually just left my phone. I just couldn't be bothered to be on the phone. And you know what? I rediscovered my love of art. And I went to the shop, I went to the art shop, and I bought like this canvas. And I didn't, do you know what? I didn't actually do painting. I did this kind of abstract, how do I describe it? Guys, do you know when you get those pictures that have got those kind of like, it's a line drawing, and it had those shapes, and I did it in acrylic pate mold. Do you know what? I will put a picture up of it of how I did it. And I brought all the bits to it, and I loved it because it was really messy, because you had to mold some of the paste, and I had like made all these like kind of line drawing. Do you know what? I was so proud of it, and I rediscovered my love of art. And then I did actually start doing some painting, and I was like, okay, this worked. And then I was watching some kind of film, some really good one on Netflix. Can't remember what it was called, but it was really good. It had Idris Elba in it. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is about trying to find something that is more productive, something that's going to make you feel good, something that is going to make you feel happy. That doesn't mean that you have to procrastinate. There's so many things that we can do. One thing that I really would love to start doing is reading. Yes, my friends, reading a book, like a proper book, not a Kindle, but a book. I haven't read anything for months. And let's not get on the subject of book writing, because I haven't even done that for months either. But doing something that is going to make you feel good, rather than, just procrastinating, social media, all of that stuff, it doesn't help. Absolutely. Journaling. This is another thing. This is really about getting in touch with yourself. I really believe that journaling is like having therapy with yourself, really. I really encourage it with all my clients to write it down. Just to write down. It's just you're having a conversation with yourself, and I mean, I don't journal every day. I don't even journal every week, but I do journal occasionally. And I'm not going to lie, like, I wish that I had more time to be able to do that. But this is about it being calming. This is you're calming your nervous system with all this kind of this obsessive thoughts, this overthinking. This is what is going to help. Like for me, my painting is mindful. Brendian, thank you. What a beautiful name. Brendian, I'm not even going to do it justice. And I know that, but your name reads beautifully. Thank you so much. You've helped me so much, Anushka. Heartfelt. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really glad that I have been able to help. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you for your donation as well. So look, this is about This is about connecting to yourself, because you're doing something that you love. You're doing something that makes you feel good. We're sitting on social media, like swiping up, watching these TikTok videos, or watching the shorts on YouTube, or watching the video. Like, it's great, but where does it get you? Okay, maybe if you're watching educational videos, but does it really educate you when you're not in that mindset? Yeah, I get it. It doesn't. So it's about getting out there, doing something. Do you know one thing that I haven't done for a really long time, and I was thinking about this the other day, is my horse riding. I haven't got on the horse for about a year, and I really, really miss it. Guy next door, bless you. Thank you. I recommend doing a dopamine detox. Spend time away from the screen and cut down screen time heavily. Go find dopamine in healthier activities. Yes, you are absolutely right. I really like that. Dopamine detox. Guy next door, you need to come on here and do a live with me. You have these amazing suggestions. Like, honestly, you need to come and do a live. Yes, spend time away from the screen. When we spend too much time, on our phones or on the computer, whatever, like, it does bring on our anxiety. It can do. So we do have to be mindful of this and be aware that this is what happens. And again, like, we can get obsessed doing the same thing. Do you know why we find it helpful? Because it's repetitive. It's distraction. And that's why we kind of find comfort in doing that. So I do believe this is why so many of us do get addicted to it. And I think that on a larger scale, I think it does remain a problem in our society, particularly with the younger generation. Like it is an issue. I just feel like I wish that it would help us in other ways. Like we could do other things that could help us, like connecting to one another. I remember when we used to play out in the roads, like not in the, no, I don't mean it like that. When we used to play out in the streets, we used to go out, we used to be with friends, that was good. Ramesh Huran, thank you so much, my dear. Thank you for your lovely donation. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, Oxford, you are right. We need to bring Guy Next Door. Guy Next Door, for one of these lives, you are so going to be sitting here with me. We're going to do this live together. Or you can take over. You can do the live. Bless you. So, Midnight Blue talks about codependency, and I do want to touch on codependency because I do believe it is a very important issue. Very, very important issue that we need to touch upon. And limerence as well. I haven't forgotten, guys. I know. And I think maybe I can combine the two because it will go kind of hand in hand. Do you know what? Talking about these two subjects, I remember I did a collaboration with, oh no, this is going to show me up. I forgot his name. Guys, who did I do a collaboration with? It's this is so bad. I've actually forgotten. What was his name? I'm so embarrassed. I forgot the name. I did a joint show with a psychologist, and we talked about limerence and codependency. I'll put it in the description box. Guys, this is so embarrassing. What was his name? Yang, do you remember his name? Who did I do that collaboration with? Please find it. Help me, Yang. Who was this Yes, Ross. Oh my God. Yes, you're right. Kid Ross Productions. You are right. It was Ross Rosenberg. Thank you. I'm glad someone's brain is working because clearly mine isn't. And Yang has fallen asleep. I don't know. Yes, Ross Rosenberg. So he was great. Like if any of you ever like go through this or whatever, like he would be really good at this. He is really, he's like the leading like practitioner with this. So limerence and codependency. So codependency, it is an addiction. All right. It is an addiction. We get addicted into thinking that we need another person to fulfill us. We need someone to be able to, I just read the Guy Next Door. At least both me and Anushka are blonde. Are you blonde? Oh, bless you. Okay. So we have two blondies on the show. Yes, Kid Ross, bless you. Thank you so much. Yeah, like he talks about this, like he is the leading practitioner in this. And codependency is all about thinking that actually we don't feel good enough or we need another person to complete us. And in some cases, limerence, do you know, I didn't know this was a thing, but actually it explains a lot. It really, really does explain a lot why we believe we externalize because we feel that we are not good enough. So we believe that someone else is going to complete us. We think that somebody else is going to make our lives better. So this is why we externalize it. And this is why we always put kind of our love and our trust into another person. And it goes hand in hand because if we're thinking about it, like we may have been taught, from our childhood that actually we are not good enough. We need to be of service to someone else, and we need to make sure that everyone else is happy, put other people before us, put them first, that sort of thing, so this is what I mean. Like this can become a thought pattern. This can become a belief, a habit, something that we believe about ourselves. This is a maladaptive belief that we have, a negative self-belief that we have. So it's a negative schema that we develop about ourselves. And until we notice that we think this or that we do this, then we're not going to be able to change it. So if we know that we do this, if we know that we do this, it is really important that we actually think about, well, you know what? I am enough. I am good enough. This is about reaffirming to ourselves. And until we know that pattern, we're not going to be able to stop it. So understanding that just because we're in a relationship with somebody else, or, you know, we are with someone, you know, just because we externalize it and think that somebody else will be able to complete us. And we have to believe that we are enough. Sorry, I'm reading the comments and I'm trying to talk and like read them at the same time. So I do apologize if I'm stuttering here. After limerence, we have love. After limerence, the narcs start to devalue. Yeah, that you're absolutely right, Kid Ross. That's so true. Then we have, after limerence, we have the love, and then the narcissists start to devalue us, because actually at that point, when that does happen, they know that they've got us, and so they'd have to put us down. So that makes us more attached onto us. So codependency is something that is learned. We're not born with codependency. It's something that is learned, and it comes through family lines. We are taught this, or we have this belief about ourselves. So codependency really is a self-belief. Now, if it is a self-belief, this can be changed. This can be changed with the way that we think about ourselves, or the way that we view ourselves, the way that we relate to others. All right? I'm not saying that this is part of an attachment that we share, or it's not to do with attachment issues. It is a belief that we share. Okay, the belief that we kind of think about ourselves is that we are not good enough. We need another person to complete us. So we don't stand strong in our own foundation, our own roots. We believe that somebody else is more important than us, when actually they're not. Nobody is more important than us, and we're not more important than anybody else. So you're absolutely right, my friends. In the comments I'm reading there, that it's all about boundaries, but it's also knowing it's all about self-worth as well. You know, that is what is important. It's about knowing your own self-worth, knowing that actually you are good enough and that you are enough on your own. This is why, for some of us, it is very difficult when we leave, or when we exit, or when these, I was about to say demonic relationships. I don't know why. That's a Freudian slip. And I'm not going down that road. I'm not. When we come out of these narcissistic relationships, this shatters our sense of self, because we have put so much into another person. Can you see, like, we have put so much of ourselves to try and make this person happy. Guy next door, bless you, thank you so much. Limerence is very all-consuming thing, toxic. Yes, it is, and I will talk about this in a moment. You're absolutely right. It is so toxic. When we're talking about codependency, again, like I said, this is more about a belief that we share about ourselves. This is what we think. We need another person. And we believe that the narcissist is there to, to complete us, to make things better. So when we leave these dynamics, okay, we don't understand, we don't know, we don't know ourselves. We're like left like a shell of our former selves, when actually they did us a favor. Now we have the chance to rebuild. But at the time when we are looking at it, we're thinking that we are falling apart, and actually that our lives has no meaning. You know, that our lives have no meaning. But really, it's a self-belief. it's something that we think about ourselves that actually isn't true. So it takes time to be able to kind of recognize that, and also to change this. We also feel that maybe we are of service to others, like maybe we have to do things for others. You know, the narcissist has roles and expectations, things that we have to do, hoops that we have to jump through. You know, and so where, you know, this is another thing that keeps us codependent, particularly like in family dynamics, that, you know, we have these roles assigned to us, we've got to do these things, and this needs to happen, and that's, and oh my gosh, again, this becomes all consuming. And this is another way that this is reinforced, you know, with the narcissist or within narcissistic family dynamics, is continuously reinforced. So when we come out of that, it's no wonder that we do get into these narcissistic relationships, because actually all we're doing is we're just like doing what we know that is familiar. But once we step out of that, okay, and we know and believe that that we're okay on our own, that we don't need another person to complete us, that it's okay when somebody walks away, like, or when a relationship ends, it's okay. Our world is not going to fall apart. We are going to be okay. Yes, it really hurts. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, yes, it's all going to be unicorns and roses and, you know, it's all going to be lovely. Yeah, it hurts. But with codependency, we latch onto the idea that actually we need another person to make us work. Like how, what we all have this one friend that needs to be in a relationship all the time. Like, I know I have a couple of friends like this, who, these girls always need to be in a relationship. They can't be on their own. All right. They always need to be with someone. Like, how can anyone be on their own? They're like, oh my God, I can't be on my own. So if they finish with one guy, they like with the next one. And I'm like, do you not like want a break, like to work on yourself? They're like, no, I need to be with someone. I can't be alone. I'm like, okay, so like, that's what I'm saying. It's that, that person has that belief that they can't be on their own. They need to be of service, or they need to be with someone, like that will make them feel good. So that really is this toxic idea that we keep alive through these roles, through these expectations, codependency. It can be broken. That's what I'm saying. You can break through it. And you guys are enough. You really are. You guys are amazing. So let's talk about this blasted limerence. So it's like what I was saying. I didn't even know this thing kind of existed. All right. I didn't know that it was a thing. But actually, like, it really is. Again, what this is about idealizing another person. You might not even be in a relationship with them. You might not even... It might not even be someone that is connected to you, but what you're doing is you're idealizing this person. So this again can become quite obsessive. This can trigger these negative thoughts, thinking that you're not enough, that you can't have this person, that this person doesn't want you, and so you feel like you're not good enough again. And this is the toxic thinking that goes with limerence. This is why it is a toxic thing. Usually people who do have limerence or do feel limerence towards another person are usually people who are kind of like from an anxious attachment kind of background, or anxious attachment style, where it's where they believe that they are not good enough, where they believe that they need somebody to, or they not enough on their own, that they need someone else to be able to complete them, be their partner, to help them get through. So this is why it becomes quite toxic, because again, like with codependency, you believe that you're not enough and you don't understand why, and these people keep showing up in your life, and so you keep picking, or these people keep showing up in your life that actually reinforce that message that you're not enough, you're not good enough, you need someone else to be there, you need someone else in your life, you have to be with someone, that it is actually an embarrassment to be single. So that's what it's that kind of an idea. Guy next door, bless you, thank you. I had a friend like that too. She was in love with being in love. And when things became mundane, next, they called her the town bicycle. Oh my gosh, I like that. Yes. The town bicycle. So this again, like, thank you so much for bringing this up. This like says to me, this is all about attachment. It's about how she thought of herself. Like, she didn't want to be alone. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm using these examples, and this is a great example so that you guys can kind of understand it in real life terms. Because, you know, like when you're reading it, you know, I don't know, like on a blog or in a book or somebody's explaining it, sometimes it doesn't make sense. But when you use like examples, you're like, yeah, I have a friend like that. You know, and you know, like people who go on rebound relationships, you know, like they were with this person, they're like, oh, I can't be on my own, I need someone, I need to be with someone. These people usually like anxious attachment style, they don't like being on their own. Narcissists very much fit in like to this dynamic. Yes, you can have codependent narcissists, absolutely. But narcissists never really stay alone. Like, they're never on their own for a different reason. They don't, for a narcissist, the reason why they get into relationship one after the other is because they, if they spend too much time alone, they start thinking about themselves. They start thinking about their own dark past, about what has happened to them. And they don't want to do that. Like, they want distraction. They want someone there to be able to provide them entertainment, because that's really what we are. We're just entertainment for the narcissist. They just want someone to be able to distract them so they don't have to think about themselves, which is why, you know, like, this is why they get into these relationships. This is why they have so many people around them, because it's just, they need entertainment. And that's what it is, you know, that's what they're doing. Basket of puppies. I really like your handle. That's so cute. Basket of puppies. Yeah, everyone gets a ride on the town bicycle. Yeah, you know, like, everyone's had a go. You know, she gets bored. And so, you know, like, that's what they do. It's because it's just too painful to be on your own. And you're right, Midnight Blue, we do deserve better than certain toxic people have to offer us, or lack of. Yeah. And I think sometimes this is why we get, you know, because of these toxic thinking patterns, we get more predisposed of getting into these toxic dynamics with these narcissists, because they do offer distraction themselves, don't they? They do offer us something that we are looking for, because what they're doing is they're mirroring. And they think that they can actually supply us and give us this at that time. And what we don't realize is the price that we're going to have to pay for it, because actually once they have us, once they know that they've got us in the palm of our hands, they then become the absolute opposite, don't they, my friends? We know this all too well. They become bored with us, they want us to conform, and that's just it. Isn't it funny, right? It's not funny though, but I just always, these dynamics with the narcissist, don't you find, right, that, you know, right at the beginning, they are this most amazing person, like someone, you know, that we would dream of having. And the relationship starts off absolutely amazing. And then, out of nowhere, they change and they become completely different. And you're like, what the hell? They're not even this person. So they get us to trust them. They get us to fall in love with them. And they see this as a weakness. And then what they do is they start this cycle all over again. Then they devalue us. They put us down. They make us feel awful. And we then think, oh, we got to try harder. Like, oh my God, we have disappointed this person. We have got to try harder. And they're never, ever that nice as they were right at the beginning. And I find that so strange. It all starts off so intense, doesn't it? These relationships start off so intense. And we're like, what the actual, you know? And so towards at the end, it's like they're not even the same person. Like, what is going on? Like, how can you not be the same person? But they're not. You know, like, it completely changes. The guy next door says, if the narc spent too much time alone, he or she will also have a supply crisis. Yeah, that's such a good point. When they are not fueled up, they cannot function properly. That's why they need to utilize their minions. Yes, you are right. You are absolutely right. Yes, spot on. The guy next door. Honestly, you need to come and do this live with me. Honestly. You are right. You see, it's for them, yeah, it's constant distraction. It's constant having someone there to be able to provide entertainment, to provide distraction from what's going on. You know, like, they have this negative self-talk that's going round and round in their head all the time. And this is the obsession. This is their obsession, all right? To have someone there. They get obsessed with people. They get obsessed with this supply. And this is their obsession. And we're obsessed, we can get obsessed on the fact that, like, this person is with someone else just like that. Like, how did that happen? They've moved on. They're with someone else. You know, and the obsession feeds each other. Can you see? This is, again, these are maladaptive thought patterns, or the way that we're thinking about it. It's not helping us, is it? So we have to think of this differently. The narcissist gets obsessed with the idea of people providing them supply. That is all they're concerned about. They need validation, they need attention, they need distraction from their life. All right? And when they're getting that, they are very happy. Everything is okay. And Kid Wash, you're absolutely right. They collect people like trophies. They are people collectors. Absolutely. Guys, please, I can't even talk. Please press the like button. That would be amazing if you did. Thank you so much. Thank you. And then what happens is we then become obsessed thinking about what they are doing. And when we become like this, when we are thinking these negative thoughts, neurologically, yes, I've got to go into this neurologically. I have to bring this in. You are creating neural pathways that are going to make you think and overthink, ruminate even more. So we have to break this cycle. We have to break the cycle of thinking, ruminating. All right, this is negative. All right, this is all negative. It's not making you feel good. It's not making you feel happy. It's not working. Whatever this rumination, this talking, it is not working. So we have to change this. We have to look at this and think, okay, so the more that we think about this, the more that we obsess over this person, the more that we think that we haven't got them or what they are doing, how is it making you feel? Does it make you feel any better? Does it make you feel good? It's not working, is it? So overthinking, ruminating doesn't help. So let's try this a different way. Let's start writing down, all right, actually what it is that you want from your life. Maybe let's think about 3 things that you want to achieve by the end of this year. So for me, if I was to do this exercise, number 1 really would be to just carry on writing with the book, like actually have 2 more chapters done. Another thing would be to maybe start packing up my house and think about moving. And the other thing would be, yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen, but we're just seeing, guys. Let's not talk about that now. And then the other thing would be probably to do more art. Yes, because I really like that. Yeah, do more art. That's probably what I would do. So that's what I'm saying. At least we have a plan of what we want to do. All right? That is you thinking about you. That is you thinking about what you want from your life instead of thinking about them. Like, really, them. How much happiness have they brought into your life? How have they made your life better? What have they actually done for you? So what is the point? What is the point of thinking about them? What is the point of spending your time, your life trying to work this out? Look, we have to, at the end of the day, we have to accept this for what this is. Yes, Yang, I can see the comments. I will finish this blasted book. I will do it. I really want to do it. But it's not going to happen by the end of this year. Although I hoped it would. I've got 6 months, less than 6 months. Let's see where we get to. So thinking about this person, where is it getting you? It is disturbing your life. You are not moving forward. You're not going to come to any conclusion other than the fact that this person doesn't care about themselves or they don't care about you. And it's not because they have moved on because you weren't good enough or you weren't making them happy. It's because they need distraction. That's all it is. That's all they are doing this for, is that they need distraction. It isn't actually anything to do with you. You just weren't providing them that distraction. You weren't providing them with that supply. You weren't conforming because you saw through it. You saw that actually, hold on a minute, something isn't right here. And I'm not going to carry on playing this game with you because it's just not working. So give yourself credit that you got to this point. The new supply will also get to this point. Because if we look at the past record, if we look at the past, all right, if this narcissist was such a lovely person, and believe me, they have been through enough relationships or been with enough people, like think of it this way, think of it, been through enough people, why didn't they stay with that person? Why didn't it work with that person? Why couldn't it have worked with you? Because you know what? You gave this person unconditional love. Why didn't this person stay? Ask yourself this, because they cannot recognize when there is unconditional love right in front of them. They cannot recognize it. They don't know that it is there. They don't know what to do with it because they don't see it. They don't recognize it. It's unfamiliar to them. So you are spending your time overthinking about this person, trying to work this out, thinking about the new supply, thinking about why they are like this, why this has happened, why did this person come into your life, when actually, you know what? Actually, your life is more precious. You are more important. You need to start thinking about you, because believe me, the narcissist is not thinking about you. You need to start thinking about yourself, because it is you and only you that is going to get yourself out of this. Of course, there are people out there, there are professionals, there are people out there that are going to help you, your friends, your family, but ultimately it's you. Day in, day out, night after night, it is you, okay, that is going to help you move through this. And you're absolutely right, Daryl. They cannot love. They don't understand love. They weren't loved as children. They never received love. So if you've not received love, how can you give love? They can pretend. I mean, they do a good job. Like, let's hand it to them. You know, they need to get like a medal for their acting skills, for how they pretend to love you, how they pretend to be this person. But actually, they can't do that. They never received love as children. So if you've not got that, so how are you going to recognize it when it is hitting you in the face? You're not going to see it. You're not going to know that this is what it is. So this is why they can't give you that. So then this is what I said earlier in the live, like they're just replacing you. They're replacing you with another person. They've just grown bored of you. And it's not because you're boring. My friends, let me tell you, it's not because you're boring. All right. It is because, all right, you weren't doing what they expected you to do. Like a little puppet on a string. You weren't doing that. You saw through it. Guy next door, bless you. Thank you. And thank you so much. Narcs are the snake oil salespeople of love. Let me just read that again. That is amazing. Narcs are the snake oil salespeople of love. Round of applause to you. The guy next door. Round of applause. They promise you a fairy tale like no other. But in the end, it's all smoke and mirror, complete hogwash. Yes. This is the pretense. This is exactly it. This is the pretense. But you see, at the time, we believe it. And for those of us who come from, codependent families, maybe we experience limerence, this is the fairy tale. This is exactly what we want to hear. This is exactly what the kind of story that we make up in our minds, that we think, you know what? My life is going to be amazing with this person. This person completes me. We are going to be so happy together. Let's get married next week. Let's do all the... Did you see what I mean? Like, what? Really? So it's when we start to believe in ourselves and know that actually we don't need another person to complete us. We are enough on our own. I'm not saying that we've got to stay single. Of course, I'm not saying that, because everybody, we all want a companion. We all want to be in a partnership. I understand that. I'm not saying that we're going to be alone and single. I'm not saying that. But we have to learn our own worth first. We have to learn that we are good enough on our own, all right? And see our own gifts and know that we are good enough. We don't need another person for that validation. We need to know, because however you treat yourself, okay, this is showing another person how you want them to treat you. So if you're not treating yourself with respect, if you're not doing nice things for you, if you're not talking about yourself in a positive light, how are you going to expect someone else to do that? Because it's only you. This is your life. This is your body. This is your experience here on planet Earth, okay? This is about you really realizing your own worth. And if you're showing other people, or if you're saying, oh, my bum's too big, my belly, my hair, my this, my that, you're just telling them that you're not happy with yourself. And so that's what you're teaching them. That's what you're showing them. So this is about knowing your self-worth and really recognizing that. All right. And we all have gifts. We all have these beautiful gifts. And it's about really showing them off, really, like stepping into our own. Okay. Because each and every one of you have such beautiful gifts. And if you haven't discovered them yet, maybe this is something that you really need to look into, like really understand what your gift is, what you bring to the table, and really actually start believing in yourself. Start believing that actually, you know what, you can be and have whatever it is that you want. That is what is important. I'm hearing this about the mental trauma, or I'm reading this about the mental trauma in the comments. And what I will say to you is, you can move forward from this. Remember, we are in charge of our thoughts. This is what I was saying about rumination, okay, and obsession. Remember, we are in charge of our thoughts. We are not our thoughts. We decide, all right? Our thoughts, we think that, they are in control of us, and that they somehow, have the power to direct us in whichever direction and whichever thoughts that we want to think. But actually it doesn't. Actually, our thoughts come from part of it comes from our ego. Most of it actually does come from our ego, because this is, conditioning from childhood. And a part of them is from our soul, our spirit. And there is a very big difference between the two. This narrative that we have, very big difference. The ego is harsh. It's like someone's telling you off. From our soul or our spirit is really kind. It's very gentle. It's never harsh words. That is your intuition. Okay, that is your higher self, the knowledge that you already possess. Okay, so this is your choice. And this week, my friends, I really want you to pay attention to and try and differentiate which is your ego and which is your intuition, your soul, your higher self. All right, we all possess this. We all have the two. The ego can sometimes be referred to as the monkey mind. We have to override this. This is what I'm saying. We are not our thoughts. Our ego will get us believing that we are not good enough, that we're not enough. The ego will get us believing that the narcissist has moved on and that you were not good enough. That's why they have left. You were not good enough. You were nothing. And they were bored of you. And everyone's going to think that you are not enough and that you're boring. That is what the ego will get you thinking. And so this is why we then start to ruminate. This is why we start to obsess with a certain idea, start to believe these negative narratives that are in our mind, when actually they are not true. Because our ego is an accumulation of our life experiences. Okay, Yang, I will. The ego is an accumulation of our life experiences and our conditioning from childhood. So we have learned these narratives. We have learned our way of being from childhood. But guess what, guys? We are not children anymore. We are now adults. So it's time to change those narratives and not continue or starting to believe, okay, those things that we have formed in childhood. This is from a child's perspective. We are now adults. Okay, so we have to now override this and understand that actually our thoughts are not what we are thinking. It's not actually how it really is. It's not really the truth. It's what we learned as children to try and survive. Okay, we give them that, but we're not children. So we have to understand that actually we are more than that. We have to empower ourselves. Listen to that kind, compassionate, intuitive voice that you have that always tells you the truth. That is what is important. That is what you need to be focusing on and kind of directing more of your energy to there, knowing that you are good enough the way that you are, and that you have to refine that negative narrative and stop thinking like this. But the main thing for you to remember is that you need to start seeing yourself. You really do, my friends. You need to start seeing you and your worth and your potential, and seeing this as, you know what, this isn't a trial run. This is our life that we have now. This is we get one go, and we need to make the most of it. Because this experience called life that we're having now, we're not going to get it in the same capacity. We're not going to be in the same, the same experience twice. For those of you who do believe in reincarnation, perhaps maybe we do come back. And you will have this experience again. But, for those of you that don't, this is your opportunity, this is your chance, and this is your life, and you're in charge of it. You conduct it how you need to. So it really depends on you. Healing codependency, healing obsession, healing rumination, this is all possible, but it's about you seeing it for what it is, all right? It's about you seeing actually that this is not working for me. I have tried. I have done it this way and it's not working. So this is about you changing your mindset. Remember, mindset is key. Perspective is key here, guys. It's about changing your mindset and having a different perspective. There's more than one perspective on a situation. And this is about you really seeing it for what it is. For a lot of it, even when I'm working with clients and, everyone the clients come to the sessions and they talk about it and they see it in this way. But sometimes, I offer solutions. I offer a different perspective on a situation. And maybe it could be this. And maybe it could be that, something that maybe you don't see or they don't see. Thank you, M. Singh. And that's what it's about. Is there something that you're not seeing? And this is why your intuition, this is why your gut feeling, okay, this is what it is important, that you're refining it, all right? You are choosing to listen to your intuition, to your gut. And it will never go wrong. Because that really is your higher self. It is there to guide you. It is there to help you. But you really need to be able to sit still, or for long enough to be able to hear it. Because your ego, the monkey mind, is always making so much noise, is always distracting you. And it's always about drawing that back, your attention back to your intuition, getting to know yourself. Yeah, that is what is important here. Meditation will also help, and also, like listening to calming music, because for a lot of us, our nervous system would be overstimulated. Like we may even have adrenal fatigue. So this is about calming that down, like giving yourself that space and that time to be able to actually just rest from that, rest from the noise out there, and just give yourself that time. And then journal, maybe perhaps journaling, have that conversation with yourself. That's what's important. So this is about you choosing making the choice to listen to your higher self, to that wisdom that you already possess. You already know this. I'm not telling you anything new. Okay, and this is about making that choice. You want to live your life for you, or do you want to keep thinking about the narcissist and what they're bloody doing? Who cares what they're doing? Let them just get on with their toxic life. They're not sitting there thinking about you. Just let them get on with it. Bye. So really, those are the toxic patterns that each and every one of us. Thank you, Pasha. Thank you. We all have these toxic patterns. I'm not saying that anyone is worse off because they have this. That's fine. You know what? I used to do that too. Like I'm a human being. Like I used to do that too. But this is about becoming aware of it. All right, and being able to help yourself. This is about you helping yourself. For some of you, this can be still very overwhelming. And sometimes getting some outside help would also really help you on this journey, like maybe talking to someone, maybe talking to a professional, someone who really understands this. For some of you, this can be really, really intense, and maybe it might even mean medication. Listen, I'm not an advocate for medication. I really am not. But I'm just saying, if this becomes too overwhelming for you, just to be able to calm your nervous system and be able to get to a place of homeostasis, then maybe you need something extra just to help. But please don't stay on it forever. Please don't, because it's not something that I really do recommend or suggest. It's just for the time being. And also for those of you, if you want to talk with someone, look, I would say do it, but make sure you see someone who understands this, someone who's not going to re-traumatize you or re-trigger you. You're going to have to start explaining about narcissistic abuse. Someone who understands, someone who will be able to help you move through this, okay? So this is really, really important. You don't have to do this alone. Remember, you know what? We have the community here. You can join the lives. I've also got the Discord server, which will really, really help you, because this is a community of like-minded individuals. This will also really help. Absolutely free for you to join. What else? And I know that there's other people out there on YouTube who talk about this as well, who also offer similar services as well. So have a look, go with the one that resonates with you. Okay, do that. Daryl says, does hypnosis work? Yeah. Oh my gosh, hypnosis is brilliant. It is so, so good. Do you know what? I would love to offer it as a service, but I need to refine my skills. And second of all, working online it's not ideal at all. But if there is a practitioner near you, Daryl, do it. It's so good. I never used to think, hypnosis, how can that work? How can someone tell you to do something, and you do it and you have no knowledge of it? But yeah, it is a real thing, and it does what I've had it done, and it's brilliant. I was so surprised, gotta say, I was so surprised. It is amazing. So it's all to do with your subconscious, and it's about bypassing the ego. Bypassing that ego that makes you overthink, that makes you ruminate. It's the thing. Oxford, bless you, my dear. Thank you. They have such dark energy. I was so depressed. Yeah, their energy makes you sick because it is so dark and it is so heavy, so dense. Oh my goodness. And to be able to purge that energy takes time. It really does, my friends. So those of you that are on this journey, you know, and you're like fresh out of it, please know that to be able to purge this energy, okay, it takes time. It really does. Oh, M Singh, bless you. The Anushka fam has helped me so much. Bless you. Oh, I'm so glad. Guys, you are showing me so much love today. I am so appreciative. Thank you to each and every one of you for your donations. Guys, I really, really appreciate every single one of you. You guys are amazing. And also everyone that has been on this live today, who has made it here, who have been in the community chat, like, it's amazing. It's so supportive. It's so amazing. This is what I always say in the videos, like, you guys have got to join the lives. They're so cool. They're so amazing. You have so much support, because you do. Because you guys make it. It's you guys that make this community so special. And you are all my family, honestly. Like, I'd love to meet every single one of you face to face. Like, it would be amazing. I'd be so happy. Shima, bless you. Thank you so much. I bloody love your channel. Thank you. Can you please explain how, if a narc doesn't attach to anyone, how is it that they never detach? I'm going to get my head around it. Oh my God. So Sheena, you must be talking about the attachment disorder. Okay, so they don't attach to you in a healthy way. So they don't attach in a way that is well, the way I can describe it, in a correct way. So it's always maladaptive. So think about it, like, if you think about the relationship, okay, they start off like all intense. I love you. Let's get married next week. Let's have a baby in 2 weeks' time. It's like, let's buy a house in 3 weeks. Like, it's too much. Okay, so they're so intense right at the beginning. Like, who does that? Like, who is so intense right at the beginning? Like, this is just, oh my God. So this causes us, okay, this causes us to be like, it blows our mind. Like, maybe for some of us at the time, we're like, oh, this is really nice. This person is paying attention. And oh my God, they are just like me. But they're not. This is all a lie. So they attach onto us, all right? They attach onto us. And it's almost as though they want us to fall in love with them. So they want us to connect with them, to bond with them. Once we do, they hate this. They become bored. They're like, okay, mission accomplished. I'm done. Now I'm going to get this person to conform. All right. Now I'm going to get them. I'm going to control them. I'm going to manipulate them. I'm going to make them do what I want them to do. And so this is what I'm saying. How, when you're attached to someone, you love someone, you don't do that. So this is all about conditional love. All right. This is conditional love. You do something for me, but I'm not going to do it for you. You just do it for me. And if we think about it, this is how they were treated as children. So when they were kids, okay, growing up, this is what their parents did to them. So it's not going to be like, you know, like how some of our parents were like, make sure you get A's in your exams. I know my dad used to say, make sure, Anushka, make sure you study and make sure you do well. That's what my dad did to me. So I used to like go up in my room and like study, and I was so bored. Anyway, so I'm not talking about that. Like, I'm saying they will basically say, if you do this for me, or if you do that for me, that means that you love me. That means that you care about me. And so you end up doing these things. You end up being like their caretaker. And then they don't actually ever show you that love, do they? Like, if you really think about it, they never actually show you that love. So when they devalue and get bored of you, and they go in this cycle and they push you away, it's not that they don't want you or they want to get rid of you. They just want to punish you. They just want to show you that they are in control, that they are the ones that call the shots, and that you have just got to conform. Bit like a parent showing their child. Can you see the similarities here? Okay, so it's like they are the parent and they're telling their child, right, you got to do this, you got to do that. So they want you to conform. And when you don't, you get punished. So when it's because it's you that detaches, it's you that goes, all right? So when you finish with the narcissist, when you move on, they don't stop. They can't stop. They can't detach, because it's not like they don't want you to go. For them, it's really difficult to be able to unattach themselves, because they're always interested in what you're doing. I mean, like, I don't know, have you ever watched them, like, I don't know, on their social media, when they're like checking out all these people from their past, and you're like, what, hello, like, what are you doing? You're not even friends, you're not even talking with them, but they are spying on them. And believe me, they do spy. And they do this because they need to keep tabs, because they don't want their ex to be doing better than them, because then it says they see it as like, you know, you prove to them that there's something wrong with them, or there's something not okay with them. And that's why they do this. And so they don't really ever detach. They still keep, you know, they're still obsessed. They still watch. They still do this. So this is what I'm saying. This is the attachment disorder. They can't attach in a healthy way, but they also can't detach, because to be able to attach, you have to also be able to detach. And there's elements of codependency in there. So that's I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Daryl, thank you so much. Bless you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for your help. You are helping so many people. Daryl, bless you. Thank you for your really, really kind donation and amount, and I'm really glad that I am able to help you and so many people. So I really hope that explanation has made sense. But thank you ever so much, Daryl. Thank you. The website, yes. So I am probably not going to do it justice explaining it, but I am putting, well, me and my team, or my team and I, not me, are putting together a questionnaire to help those of you identify if somebody is a narcissist or not, or identify certain traits. This is not a diagnosis. It's not a diagnosis, but it will help you to be able to diagnose or be able to see these traits in another person. If someone is not sure, they'll be able to fill out this questionnaire and go, they are this, they are that. So this is still in the early stages. It's still being put together, and kind of like it's working its magic, so to speak. So I've got some clever guys who are putting it together. Yang is one of them. He's helping me. He's doing this. So, you know, hats off to you, Yang, and his friend, who are very kindly doing this for me. So I will have more information on this, and I will talk about it a little bit more on the live, but it is a really helpful tool if somebody wants to kind of identify if somebody is narcissistic, or they have certain toxic traits, and maybe you've seen this in someone but not too sure. But you can take this questionnaire, it's a personality test, so to speak, and answer a few questions, and it will be able to help you to determine, you know, whether this person is this way or not. I think it's a great idea, because it will help you to be able to identify. Maybe you're like struggling, thinking, I know that like at the beginning stages, I was thinking, what's wrong with this person? And like taking this questionnaire would really kind of help you. So you guys in the comments. Oh, Midnight Blue would be amazing to meet for a tea party. I'd love that. Guy next door, Bali meeting, 100%. Yes. Oh, I love tea parties. You all kind people it'd be amazing to meet you all. Yes, Yang, you wish you were the clever one. Do you know what? He always gives these answers. Always gets me. Yeah, and the questionnaire will be totally free for you to access. Sorry, Yang, I should have said that. Thank you, Kid Ross. Amazing. I really, those comments make me cry like I did last week. So yeah, guys, realized the time I could go longer, but anyway, look, it's been a pleasure to be here. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you again with the donations, guys. You have really smashed it today, and I really, really appreciate them. Thank you. for giving back and for the donations, and for you guys for joining here on the live and being so wonderful, like participating in the chat. And for those of you who had just watched along, I'm really grateful for you as well for your time in being here. I know that each and every one of us have really busy lives. I know that we do. And I really hope that the live has helped you, kind of like the things that we have talked about, things that we had mentioned, you know, in this live. I really hope that it has helped you to be able to move forward in this. Please know that you are so precious and your life is so important, and it's yours. It doesn't need to be anybody else's. But this week, guys, this week, what I really want you to take from this live is to really understand what is the ego voice and what is your intuition. Oxford, bless you, my dear. Thank you. Girl Squad, yes. Laurie, Midnight Blue, and Emsing. Amazing. Thank you. You know, please try and differentiate which is your ego and which is your I have forgotten. Intuition, your gut. Do you know what? My brain is gone today. I do need sleep. And I know for a lot of you also it is very late as well. And I know us UKers as well, it's late. So thank you for staying here. I know the US side and the Australians and well, the Europe as well, European side, I know it's late for you. But I know the US and Australia, I know it's earlier on in the day. But guys, do you know what? I am really grateful for you guys being here, for your time, for your participation, for you watching. I don't take that for granted. It is honestly such an honor to be here and for you guys to actually, you know, just participating and being here. I will be back next week. Actually, it won't be a Tuesday. It will be a Monday. I hope that is okay with everybody. I will be back next Monday. I'm not going to be able to do Tuesday. I have an appointment that I have to be somewhere, and it's on the 1st of August. I know, I'm so sorry. Actually, maybe I can do a Wednesday or a Monday or a Wednesday. Let me know in the comments as well which day you guys would prefer. I'm so sorry. I know it's fallen on a 1st of August, which is next Tuesday. So let me know whether you want the Monday or the Wednesday. As I won't be able to do the Tuesday. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I will be back, and I really hope that you have a wonderful week, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Take care. Love you guys. Bye.